The following is a production of the Neighborhood Sports Network.
This is the NSPN Prep Update, a weekly look at scores, highlights, and stories from across the state. Hello and welcome to the NSPN Prep Update. I'm Ryan Phelps. We're coming to you this week from Grand Casino Arena, site of the Girls State Hockey Tournament. And just down the hall at Roy Wilkins, we've got State Gymnastics. Coming up on today's show, we pay tribute to a Minnesota sports legend. And we get a look and a listen to the sights and sounds of State Gymnastics. And we'll put a bow on everything here at Grand Casino Arena and the Girls State Hockey Tournament. But first, here are a few of our favorite calls of the week.
Shots on goal, 26-20 right now in favor of Proctor Hermantown. And there's a shot in the slot. She scores and calls game. It's 3-2 Dodge County over Proctor Hermantown.
Out to center ice. Dwyer fighting for it. Now the Irish get it ahead. Look out. Sherman goes in. Pad save. Rebound. Goal. DeGroot.
So she has to come out for the time being. 2:15 to go.
Down by 7.
Harrell.
Man.
Is this the dagger? Bullseye.
Offensive rebound by Grove. Fancy move. Riley Osmus Euro stepping and finishing.
Looking inside. Nice play there by Stahl. Leads to a turnover. Now Stahl on the feed. The three is good.
And now they'll start out. Will the Raptors, Conan, kick back ahead and into the zone, and now here comes Cook. Over the line, Cook fires, he scores! Cook ties the game! And Gentry makes it 3-3 with 1:15 to go, an unstoppable shot over the shoulder.
Girls hockey is in its 32nd year. From the first championship at Aldrich Arena in 1995 to the State Fair Coliseum and now here at Grand Casino Arena, it's been quite a journey for this tourney and for the man who runs it. Bob Madison is a proud graduate of Centennial High School. A multi-sport athlete, he chose to play hockey at Bethel, where he pursued elementary education. He got into coaching early in his career and was at the forefront of the girls' hockey movement.
I always say they chose me, and it was just a great experience. That experience where they are now versus where we were then, dramatically different. The level of play, and look where we're at. Our girls are so thrilled to be here at Grand Casino Arena in an NHL arena with a very nice crowd here today. We got past the weather, celebrating hockey with our communities. The skill level, look at our Olympian team and the number of Minnesotans on there. Look at our World Juniors teams. You know, the number of Minnesotans, again, that are making that impact worldwide now in the sport of hockey.
After a long career at Mounds View, Madison now works as the director of both the girls' and boys' state hockey tournaments, as well as baseball and football. He knows this tournament well, as he helped coach Benilde St. Margaret's to a title his last year behind the bench.
You know, I'd been the head coach for 6 years at Irondale. Wasn't sure I was going to coach anymore. Working on my admin license, and Benilde needed somebody at that time. We had an incredibly talented group of young women. And again, like our state championships that we had, it was an incredible experience to be a part of. On the girls' side, always hoping I would have been there on the boys' side as an athlete.
Girls hockey state championship highlights starting in Class 1A, 2-seed Breck versus number 1 Warroad. Looking back on this game, this may have been an early dagger. Molly Larson of Breck with her back skate almost on the blue line right after a faceoff into the top left corner of the net to give Breck a 1-0 lead with under 3 minutes left in the first period. This is a goal that Peyton Raleigh will see in her nightmares. Nothing done wrong, just a quick shot that you couldn't react to, but might have thrown Warroad off the rest of the game. Meanwhile, 9th grader Clara Milankovich standing on her head for Breck. Michaela Lee sure thought she had a goal, but Milankovich turns it away, one of 37 saves on the night. Just a couple minutes after that save, Ashley Babbitt with the rebound goal to put the game out of reach. Breck earns their 5th state championship in school history and their first since 2020 with a 4-1 win over Warroad. Breck ends the season 28-1-1 and rides a 17-game winning streak into next season. This is a young team that graduates only 3 players from a championship squad. The Class 2A Finals, also a 1 versus 2, Hill Murray taking on Centennial Spring Lake Park. After an early goal in the first, it didn't take long for Hill Murray to take further control in the second. Sophie Olson sends one off the leg pads, but undeterred, she dishes to Emily Pohl, who puts the Pioneers on top by 2. Pohl assisted J.C. Chatelain in the first period and gets her own in the second. Seems like if you help, you'll get rewarded. A couple minutes into the third, Sophie Olson was in the right place at the right time and nets her goal after assisting Emily Pohl, and on this one, it was Reese Unklesby with the assist after she scored the Pioneers' third goal. After a tense final few minutes where Centennial Spring Lake Park scored 3, time ran out and Hill Murray could celebrate a repeat championship. Last year they took down Edina. This year the Cougars go down 4-3. It's the 4th title in school history for the Hill Murray girls. They finished 26-3-1, winning their last 8 games. After it was all said and done, Tim Layton from the Minnesota State High School League spoke to this year's Herb Brooks Award winners, Ella Bond of Blake in Class 1A and Megan Berg of Bemidji in Class 2A.
What does this mean to win an award named after an iconic figure like Herb Brooks?
Thank you so much. It means so much. I grew up watching Miracle on Ice and just hearing about Herb Brooks and all the legacy he's brought to hockey in Minnesota, and it just means so much to be able to have this award. And it's been such a great experience playing in the state tournament. I just have never dreamed that I could be here, and playing with Blake has given me that, and I'm so grateful for my teammates and my coaches, my parents.
One of the reasons you were honored is because your willingness to be a two-way player. On defense, you were assigned to cover an opponent's top player, but yet you're a prolific goal scorer on the offensive end. What kind of challenges does it take to be that two-way kind of player?
It's definitely challenging. It's like when we're on that top line trying to defend them, it's like your goal is not to go out there and just try to score and be that person for your team. It's a whole different game. You have to stop them so then your other teammates can score for you to get that victory.
There's still plenty more coming up on the NSPN Prep Update. State Gymnastics gets their champions for this year, and the state mourns the loss of a legend. But first, it's trivia time. Who was the only gymnast to score a perfect 10 in individual competition at state? The answer, plus more from St. Paul and State Gymnastics after the break.
New journey.
Division 3 straight to Division 1.
New energy. Same standard.
The Tommies have climbed to the peak of the summit.
And your Pioneer Football League champions wear purple and gray.
No limits. Welcome to St. Thomas Athletics.
When the big game is about to start and the weather is less than ideal.
Nope. Nope.
Stay in and catch the big game on NSPN.
And the Pioneers trying to break through the middle. Penalty is coming, so is the goaltender, and it's an open net for Whistler, who scores! John Whistler, and that...
Your neighborhood sports network.
Your trivia question was, who was the only gymnast to score a perfect 10 in individual state competition? The answer is Cheney New of Champlain Park in 2019. New achieved the feat in the vault competition that year. The NSPN Prep Update is coming to you this week from Rivers Center in St. Paul, with state hockey at Grand Casino Arena and state gymnastics at Roy Wilkins Auditorium. Joined now by Amy Doherty from the Minnesota State High School League, in charge of the state gymnastics meet. And we're down on the floor right now because you're working hard today.
We are. We're on the vault runway. We're taping it down, and we don't have time to stand up right now.
Yeah, we're busy. We're busy here. So tell us just a little bit about I don't know, the highlights, some of your favorite parts of working this meet every year.
I would say my highlight is the enthusiasm of the gymnasts. Not even necessarily the top routine. but just, watching everybody celebrate, making a skill for the first time, taking selfies with their friends, cheering each other on, just the high energy of the event.
When the fans get here on Friday morning, it's beautiful. Everything's set up. You guys come in on Thursday. It's a wide open concrete room.
100% wide open concrete room, and you can see we have 15 to 20 volunteers from New Prague, parents, gymnastics parents over there setting up the floor right now. The beam looks set. The bars look set. Actually, we're moving along quite well.
Yeah, getting there. You're getting there.
Getting there. And then there's then we get to the small details, like setting up all the judges' tables and hanging some more signs, etc. So.
Yeah. So as we get throughout the event and kind of towards the championship, the awards and all that, this is the stuff you got to do. What are the fun things you get to do while competition's going on?
Watch. Yeah. Really. I have a background in gymnastics and I love it. I often think, I'll just bring some work to do. I'll work on the synchronized swimming online rules module, and it never happens because there's just so many fun things to watch the whole time. Yeah,
for sure. So you do gymnastics, you do synchronized swimming. What are some of your other duties with the high school league?
I actually don't do synchronized swimming. Okay. I work on the online rules modules for all the sports.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's the one I'm working on right now. I run boys and girls tennis. Gymnastics, debate, one-act play, which we just did, speech, and robotics.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then I announced the state track and field meet.
Okay. Which, we'll snap our fingers and we'll be there, of course.
You got it. It'll happen before we know it.
Very good. Amy Doherty from the Minnesota State High School League. Have a fun weekend here.
Thank you. I will.
This orbit rotation will now begin. McKenna Sawyer. Delia Newman. In first place, with a total score of 148.725.
State gymnastics highlights starting in Class 2A. Monticello shone bright on the biggest stage of high school gymnastics in their first year in AA. Last year in Class 1A, the Magic were second, but this year, competing against bigger schools, Monticello brought home a first-place trophy with a score of 148.725. It is the first ever championship in gymnastics for Monticello. In the all-around, Monticello's Lauren Hansen had quite a weekend in her final high school gymnastics meet. She helped lead her school to their first championship, then earned her second state title, but the first in Class 2A with a score of 38.65. To the uneven bars, where Hansen also took home an individual title with a score of 9.625. It was a repeat of sorts, as Hansen won the bars in Class 1A last year. On the beam, Sydney Johnson of North Tartan was your state champ with a score of 9.7. She was also third in the all-around competition, scoring 38.375. Johnson also claimed top prize on floor exercise with a score of 9.75 to round out a successful day for her. And to the vault, Hopkins gymnast Nia Simone Britt is also a state champ. She took first with a score of 9.85. Class 1A gymnastics. Detroit Lakes defended their team state championship from a year ago and took home another trophy this year, scoring 147.625. The Lakers made it a clean sweep in the team competition by notching the top score in all 4 apparatus events. The repeat win is the 7th in team history for Detroit Lakes, who completed a difficult 5-peat from 2015 through 19. In the all-around, Maggie Shander of Detroit Lakes almost walked away with everything. Even though she's not a fan of the beam competition, Shander scored a 9.7 to become the state champ. Shander also won gold with a 9.85 on vault and a 9.55 on bars. And with winning 3 of 4, Shander also won gold in the all-around competition with an overall score of 38.825. The one event Shander didn't win goes to Mariah Hagen of Mankato West. Hagen earned the gold on the floor exercise with a 9.75 and took the silver in the all-around with a combined total of 38.65. Hagen took second in the vault and bars and was third on beam. Some boys hockey section highlights. Centennial versus Blaine, bitter rivals. Scoreless in the third, Centennial goalie Flynn Sandberg makes a potential season-extending save on Blaine's Cooper Bayer. That deserves a second look. And on the second viewing, it's actually 2 season-extending saves from Sandberg. Just a short time later, after a skate-around and feed from Gavin Cunningham, Isaac Adams gives Centennial a minor upset as they advance to the section final game. The 3-seed defeats number 2, Centennial over Blaine 1-0. Wayzata versus Rogers and a shocker in Bloomington. After a Matthew Hauser shot was redirected by Landon Medine off the post, the loose puck is picked up by Eli Molde, who gets the empty netter and the hat trick. Number 4 Wayzata stuns number 1 Rogers in 6AA, 5-2. Holy Angels versus Edina, tied at 2 in overtime. Drew Botts gets as close as you can get to a goal that you will ever see, but I don't think he's going to mind as teammate Tucker Johnson puts it home to give Edina the 3-2 overtime win and send them to the 6AA championship game. There's still one more segment to go on the Prep Update. When we return, we pay tribute to Ronnie Henderson. Plus, we'll go a little west to the Blake School for our school snapshot.
There's a new destination for all things Minnesota high school sports. It's called Strib Varsity. It's from the Minnesota Star Tribune, so you know it's trusted. With a deep bench to cover all of Minnesota. We've rebuilt and relaunched our MN Prep hubs and added more sports, stories, streams, stats, scores, schedules. We have it all at Strib Varsity. Subscribe today at startribune.com/stribvarsity.
Welcome back to the NSPN Prep Update, coming to you this week from River Center in St. Paul. It's not every day you hear about a person who made an extraordinary impact on their sport, from a young boy to their final days. But this week we heard stories of such a person who did so much for high school basketball and beyond. Andrea Mayu shares those stories.
At Maranatha Christian Academy, the Mustangs roll on senior night. 3 after 3, steal after steal.
Look up, look up, look up!
Still, Hall of Fame coach Faith Johnson-Patterson finds ways to improve.
Just got in front of her. All right, okay. All right, good job.
Her expertise helped Minneapolis North and De La Salle to 8 state championships combined, and for much of her success, she credits an old friend who introduced her to the game.
I grew up in North Minneapolis. In the back of my yard was a basketball hoop. Now, I had never played basketball before. Him and some friends would come over, and then they would just start playing basketball in my backyard. And they were so good.
That old friend was Minnesota high school basketball legend Ronnie Henderson.
They would invite me to kind of, start playing with them. And I didn't know how to dribble from one hand to the other, and they were laughing, kind of playing around. But then they were kind of showing me, just kind of how to dribble and then, form shoot, stuff like that. So they just took the time because I appeared to be so interested.
Faith and Ronnie both went to Minneapolis Marshall University, where fans packed the gym to see Ronnie play.
He was one of the best point guards I've ever seen play. I mean, he was like a modern day Harlem Globetrotters. I mean, he was the guy that, had, people falling on the ground because he was so quick and doing just a nice little crossover, a move, or a fake pass.
Basketball wasn't his best sport.
He was a great baseball player. And then he just loved basketball.
Johnny Hunter also calls his friend his first basketball inspiration. They played in the first ever high school all-star game together in 1976.
Pound for pound, and this is my opinion, he was just as good as Michael Jordan.
That year, Henderson led the Marshall U team on a 28-0 tear and capped off perfection with a Class A state title. He was inducted in the Minnesota High School Basketball Hall of Fame in 2019 and joined the Augsburg Hall of Fame in 2011, where he still holds the single-game record for number of assists.
The first time I played basketball, Ronnie hit me in the head, because I wasn't expecting anybody to pass the ball to me. He got as much or more joy out of an assist than he did out of actually shooting.
After his playing days, he took up officiating as a way to stay close to the game, inspiring another old friend to get involved.
He loved the kids. If the kids were doing something, he'd tell them the things that they were doing wrong or whatever, and he would talk to the coaches.
He always helped me fix my shot. Believe it or not, him and my mom are the two people I got my shot from.
Early February, friends, family, and the basketball community found out Henderson died while on vacation. Just days earlier, he reffed a Maranatha game.
Ronnie, I look at him as like an uncle. So we always talk, we always joke around at games, after games. And it got to me for I think it still is to me.
While the high school basketball season rolls on, people who were lucky enough to know ball share the stories and reflect on a man who gave so much to the sport that he loved and the people he shared it with.
When I first moved in with Ronnie, my car stopped working. And so Ronnie gave me the keys to his car and let me drive it until I could get my car working. Friday, which was for a week, he took the bus. That's his legacy, is his unselfishness. Unconditional love is what he gave people. That's what I got from him.
That's the bull wall.
God put something in him to just encourage. I know he knows how much he meant to me and how much I appreciated what he's done for my life. To me, that's the most important thing that you can do for anybody that you love, is let them know how much they're appreciated, how much they've impacted you, how much they've done, because you may not have that chance again.
Cloquet High School recently held a celebration after receiving an award from Special Olympics North America. Cloquet was one of only 5 schools in the state to be honored for meeting the 10 national standards of excellence in providing inclusive sports and activities for all students. It's a double honor, as Cloquet has already been recognized by the organization as being a unified champion school since the 2019-2020 school year. Some boys basketball highlights: Blaine versus Totino Grace. Eagles are a top 5 team in the state, according to Strip Varsity, and show off why here. Good passing gets the ball back to the point to Malachi Hill, who alley-oops to Daniel Zoa. Hill was one of 4 players in double figures for the Eagles, who cruised to a 92-66 victory. Cherry versus Bram. Block shot, no problem. Cherry's Noah Osama will just go over his shoulder for a no-look layup and get the contact. Cherry holds off Bram 98-93 for their 20th win of the year. Glencoe Silver Lake versus Annandale. Cool and calm under pressure. Tied late in the game, Glencoe Silver Lake's Ethan Sanju steps up to the free throw line and sinks what would prove to be the game winner. Panthers win 86-85 for their 5th straight win and 19th of the season. Girls basketball, Proctor versus Crosby Ironton. Tori Orline was some of the reasons why she scored so many points in her career. Patience, ball handling, and a knack for getting to the basket. 28 for Orline as Crosby Ironton wins 79-66. Stewartville versus Byron. We mentioned last week, look out for Stewartville in Class 3A. A steal and a feed to J.C. Rath, one of 12 Tiger threes on the night from 4 different players. Stewartville wins 82-51. They move to 24-1 on the year. And we want to give a shout out to Watertown Mayor wrestler Titan Fredericks, who broke the all-time state consecutive win streak this weekend during individual section competition. And on his birthday, no less. Landon Robidoux set the record at 188 wins last year. Titan now sits at 190 and heads to state looking for a 4th state championship. We'll have more on Titan and twin brother Joel in next week's show. Boys and girls basketball, boys hockey, wrestling, boys swimming, and adapted hockey. All of these seasons are on their way to wrapping up. It's a lot to choose from, but here are a few games you might want to make sure you don't miss. On Tuesday, two big boys basketball tilts, Park versus number 5 Cretin-Durham Hall, and Stillwater takes on 10th-ranked Eastridge. On Thursday, more boys hoops. Red Hot Totino Grace takes on 11th-ranked Alexandria, and two more big ones on Friday with top-ranked teams, as South St. Paul takes on Tartan, and up north, Underwood versus Henning. It's time for our school snapshot. That's when we get to know the towns, schools, and communities outside the playing field. Blake reached the girls' state hockey tournament for the first time in almost a decade. Here's a look at the rest of their school. The Blake School is split into two campuses. The high school, or upper school, is located in Minneapolis, while the middle and elementary, or lower school, along with the administrative offices, are located in Hopkins. Blake was originally only a boys' school and was started in 1907. In 1974, the school we know today was created when the boys' school merged with the Northrop Collegiate School, an all-girls school founded in 1900, and the Highcroft Country Day School, a co-ed school founded in 1958. Together, they became the Blake School. One of the main tenets of Blake is their belief in pluralism as an identity. According to the school website, Blake believes that multiple perspectives and experiences are essential for academic, athletic, and artistic excellence. Blake can boast more MSHSL Challenge Cup wins than any other school in the state. The honor, which is awarded to schools that have the most success in section and state athletic and fine arts, have been won by Blake 7 times, to go with 3 runners-up. The Blake boys hockey team was featured in the 1996 Disney movie Mighty Ducks 3, with scenes filmed at Blake Ice Arena. Blake has won 77 Minnesota State High School League team championships, which is 3rd in the state. That's it for this episode of the NSPN Prep Update. Special thanks to Bob Madison, Amy Doherty, and the rest of our friends down at the MSHSL. We'll see you next week when we come back here to Grand Casino Arena for the state wrestling tournament. For Hannah, JB, Jake, Jack, Andrea, and the rest of the NSPN crew, I'm Ryan Phelps saying so long from the Neighborhood Sports Network.